Ah. Woo. Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's been a while. It's been a while for this car as well. It's absolutely fantastic to be back in this car. Feels like a long time, and it is a long time. It's about 6 months since I've driven this car, and the last time I drove it was probably 6 months since I'd driven it the time before that, you know. Anyway, I'm back. I've been away for a while on this channel, apart from a couple of road trips recently, and that's rarely because of all the stuff I was doing on the main channel. Some people who didn't like the videos I was posting about the Russian sanctions, some assholes started to put my personal information out online, tried to, failed miserably. But anyway, basically Ferrari. I stopped posting for a year or two because of that reason. But I'm back, and this car is back. This is the car I'll never sell, and we're actually going today to get it MOT'd because MOT is a yearly inspection that we have to do in the UK, and you have to have it done, otherwise you can't drive it, basically. I'm taking it on the scenic route, which is these roads, which are actually not far from a famous racetrack in the area, which I absolutely love. So I'm doing that. The weather is crazy today. The sun's out right now, but a minute ago it was cloudy, so I can see rain clouds in the distance where I'm heading, actually. So it's not warm. You can see the way I'm dressed. So anyway, every year now, when I take this car to get MOT'd, my plan is to use it more. And invariably, for the last 3 years in a row, I've taken it to the MOT station, and then I've took it home, put it back in the garage, and that's been it, really. So, but this year, I really hope I'm gonna try and get more time to drive it, because it is such a good car. I'm taking it to Tech 9 first, so they're gonna check it, give it a quick check before they take it for the MOT. Check the tire pressures. I had a few engine alerts on when I plugged in my thing into the car, so I want them to check that first to make sure there's nothing wrong, because nothing that it could fail the MOT on. I think it's just because it's been sat. So anyway, and the great thing about going to Tech 9, you always get to see some amazing Porsches there. They are, to me, they're the best specialist in the area. So So welcome to summer in the UK. I'm wearing a t-shirt, a sweater, and a fleece jacket. It's full-on summer. We've had such crappy weather since we got back from Italy. We're actually considering going back to Italy. So one of the things about coming here is you always see an eclectic collection of Porsches. You've got every flavour here. We've got a 944 convertible over there. We've got a 959 on the ramp, which basically lives here. That car is always here. You've got the old 911, which is like a rally version, which has come all the way from the Netherlands to have work done on it. 964s, 930 turbos. Outside here you've got, I don't even know what that is. That's some sort of custom build of an RSR replica, I think it is. I don't think it's real, but it could be, because they've got a 959 in there. And then you've got a Tech-R turbo over there, the bright green thing, and then behind that you've got a 996 Turbo S. So everything you could think of, pretty much. I mean, they're all sort of older, classic type cars, which is mine falls into that category now. But I always love coming here because you never know what you're going to get when you pull up outside. It's always a lineup like this, and then the inside is 959. Don't have to say anything else. That's not to say that they don't do modern Porsches, because they do. I bring my Spyders here, I bring my Macan here. Also, they had a Carrera GT in here a couple of years ago when I was having work done on my car. I was just talking to Phil about this car. I asked him if it's a genuine RSR, and he said it's not, but it's been built to the exact specifications of an original, and with all original parts, and it drives exactly like the original. So somebody's custom built it, a bit like what I did with my 997. And yeah, this is the finished result. They built this, they built the engine, and they even had the seats custom made because they are bespoke to this car, I believe. But the cost of a real RSR now is about £1.6 million. So what's that in dollars? Maybe 1.8, 1.9 million dollars. So yeah, so this is still an expensive car. Probably be worth 300,000, 400,000 pounds, even though it's not an original, because it's all original parts, engine, everything is original. So yeah, so a lot of money, even though it's not an original, a bit like mine. One of the questions that comes up quite a lot when I show my 997 GT2 RS is, why didn't I just buy an original? Because I spent so much money on it, doing the conversion and all that stuff. And the simple fact is that an original GT2 RS, 997 GT2 RS, when I bought my 997 Turbo, which is what I use as the donor car, the prices of the GT2 RS were about, prices for my Turbo were about 50 to 60,000 pounds, and the price for a GT2 RS was about 300,000 to 400,000 pounds. That's why I didn't buy an original. And even if I somehow had the money to buy an original, I would have always been terrified to drive it because of that value, right? So, and most likely what I would have done is, when they got up to one point, they got up to £500,000. They've come back down a little bit now as they've got older, but they're still worth around £300,000. When they got to 500,000, I would have sold it for sure, because it's crazy money. So yeah, that's why I didn't buy an original. Even the GT2, there's a GT2 and a GT2 RS. Even the GT2 was £160,000 when I bought my Turbo. So yeah, even with all the money I've spent on my car to make it look how it does, and it's all mostly OEM, and even though I've spent all that money, which is actually amounts to more than it costs to buy the car, it's still a lot less than buying an original, even the GT2. So this car here, I was just talking to Phil about it. This is a 964, which has been backdated to an 80s sort of rally spec. And the engine that I showed you it's a 4-litre engine that they built here at Tech9, and it has 405 horsepower, and the car weighs 1,000 kilos. That is a stunning piece of kit. It's got a carbon roof, aluminium panels. I mean, it's a really amazing car. It's been here for a while. I've seen it being built over time. The last time I saw it, had no engine in it, but what a stunning car. All right, so the car's passed the MOT, which I'm very happy about, of course. No issues, didn't have to come back and have any remedial work done or anything like that. It's just straight passed. So that's it for another year. I can now tax the car, which is a thing in the UK, is you have to tax, obviously have road tax, but if your car doesn't have an MOT, you can't tax it. So when I store the cars, I cancel the tax, because no point paying for it if it's not being used. But when I tried to tax it, I realized the MOT had expired. So now I can tax it, so I can actually legally drive it on the road. But anyway, I'm happy that it's passed, so I'm gonna head home.